All right, I've got this fluffy microphone, and I'm talking on my cell phone, the kind of cruddy camera on my cell phone. So I kind of feel like a 1970s reporter. Like, whoever they kill, get up and kill. They get up and kill. The dead walk. They have been herded into special facilities from. Okay, that's all. So what do I want to talk about today? Jaws. I'm gonna go see the Jaws 50th anniversary. I've never seen Jaws in a theater because I'm not that old. I'm not old enough to have seen Jaws in a theater. My dad told me a story about how when it played locally, there were like lines literally stretching out into the parking lot, which sounds pretty wild for where we live in Missouri. Um, because it was one of the first films to be released wide like that. Kind of one of the first blockbuster movies. Um, Although it wasn't the first. I think a lot of people think it was the first, but I think maybe like one of the Billy Jack movies, like The Trial of Billy Jack, had a similar kind of a release pattern. Some other movies they had started like just releasing everywhere in the country all at once, as opposed to like going around and building up word of mouth or whatever by city by city, which some people think actually destroyed film because it put way too much power in the hands of the advertisers, which is I think maybe there's a certain degree of truth to that. I don't think Jaws is really like any different from movies that have always been kind of popular. I think it'd be like kind of ridiculous to like blame Jaws itself for something like that. So yeah, my weird thing with Jaws is that the whole thing's about in favor of blind panic and freaking out and kill it, kill the shark. It's so weird that like the shark expert, and you would think that, especially in a Spielberg movie, he would be like, no, no, sharks aren't all that bad, and blah blah blah. But no, he's like, kill it. The one guy who's reasonable is the villain of the movie. The mayor. Uh, who's portrayed as the ultimate sleazebag, but he's kind of like reasonable and like, now, Bart, let's calm down. I didn't, if you say barracuda, people go, what's that? But if you say shark, we've got a panic on the 4th of July. Um, so yeah, I don't know. Other than that, I think it's a pretty good movie. Although I don't think it's like the whole a very kind of boomer thing with critics is that it's the best Spielberg movie. Jaws was the. It's like no man, Temple of Doom is better than Jaws. Like I'm saying, yeah, that's my controversial take on that. I think Last Crusade is better than Jaws. Um, so yeah, I think Spielberg's kind of his real like filmmaking masterpiece to me is Close Encounters. That's like the most pure expression of him and his sensibility and stuff. But yeah, late career Spielberg, I really liked War of the Worlds, which I think was made. It seems like it was made very fast and it's very very from the gut for him. So it's like it's not like some of his movies, like Pauline Kael had a great observation about Schindler's List, where she said it's a work of feeling, but it's planned feeling. Like, and some of his other movies have that kind of planned feeling quality, whereas like, especially like War of the Worlds is just this like from the gut nightmare of techno invasion, and it's and terrorism and the destruction and you're protecting your children and a world that's like falling apart and so yeah, yeah. So Jaws, it's Jaws. Remember? I don't know if you remember, but in Legend of Boogie Creek or Boogie Creek, Legend of Boggy Creek Part Two, when that kid like does this little prank and he like pops up on this woman and is like, "It's I'm Jaws," and he's like, "Tommy, get out of here!" Yeah, that's my favorite bit from that movie. Jaws, I'm Jaws. Okay, that's it.